Hello everyone, this is Monster Tamer Bloba, coming at you guys with another video. This time we're going to be doing a review on Monster Sanctuary's early access. I finished most of the content in the game so far, including all the story content the game has to offer at this point. With over 21 hours in the game, I feel like I can make this review with the information I have now. It's something I've been really wanting to do, as more deep dives into the game such as this, and you can expect many more to come following this review. Without further ado, let us begin. The game features a great world to explore in, with each monster having its own special ability to aid you in exploring. Your team is more than just creatures you battle with. You can ride them, fly with them, break down hidden walls, and more. As you go throughout the game, you'll find some monsters and upgrades that allow your keeper to aid your keeper in exploring, such as the double jump that you can see now. It has a good mix of switch-based puzzles that you can use different monsters to help you solve, and good jumping puzzles as well, that it'll always keep you entertained and keep your attention even outside the combat. Something else that helped really feels the game stand out against other Monster Tamer games: skill trees. Every monster has its own skill tree, and while they do share some skills, none have the exact same skill tree, which means you could very well have two of the same monsters on your team but have them fit into completely different roles. As if that was not enough on its own, later in the game you'll unlock the ability to get light or dark shifted monster that adds even more uniqueness to your team through special buffs, such as, for example, one that gives you the ability to hold an additional item or an additional weapon, or others that just give you straight up buffs to health regeneration or healing that you can't get any other way. Speaking of items, that's another thing I feel that Monster Sanctuary set it apart from other games. It largely replaces the IVs and EVs like we see in Pokemon and other Monster Tamer games. Items and foods are the main source of your stat ups, and some items give you unique power-ups that you can't get other way, like the thermal reactor here, which gives us an additional chance to apply burn or chill debuffs, in addition to the critical damage up that it gives us. There are two types of combat in this game: the normal combat versus wild monsters, 3v3 and turn-based. Every monster has elements that they are strong versus or weak versus. For example, here we have our enemies that are weak to a mixture between fire and water. As you can see here, when we start the battle, we can see that this would do half damage because that he has fire resistance. We see the reduced damage marked by the shield, where this would do increased damage indicated by the red arrow up. And when we use it, you can tell that by the red arrow up next to the damage that it dealt increased damage. Every action you perform in a round builds your combo meter, and the higher your combo, the more damage your attacks do. You can see here that you're rated at the end of a battle, see how well you've done on a scale of 1 to 6 stars. The more monsters you get, the better loot you get, and the higher chance you get a monster that lets you hatch one of the monsters that you have battled. For example, we got a Tanuki egg this time. This replaces the capturing mechanic. Instead, you would hatch the monsters like this, instead of capturing them with some sort of capturing device like a Pokeball, for example, that we see oftentimes in other Monster Tamer games. The other type is keeper duels. This is where you fight other keepers. The important parts, they mostly are used for important parts of the story, such as boss battles. The keeper that goes first only gets to do 2 actions to help balance things with the fact that you get to act first. Otherwise, it plays very similar to a normal battle with a few exceptions, such as you must eliminate your opponent's entire team of all 6 monsters before you can carry on. You also aren't allowed to use any special items that you might have used in normal combat, such as healing potions, for example. While the story is incomplete due to the fact that it's still in early access, what we have so far is put a nice spin on things. It was enough to keep me interested at every main point of the story, and it's easy to follow so far. The characters are likable, and the story makes sense for the world, which has a good bit of lore to support the story and the decisions being made throughout the story, which is nice. As you can see with the gameplay in the background video, the game has a beautiful art style with a wide variety of zones and backdrops. The monsters have more than enough variety as well, that there is something for everyone. I'm sure that you can find a team that will fit your taste and style. The soundtrack has to be one of my favorite parts of the game. I don't think I've come across a single song that I didn't enjoy. The boss music that helped it feel like the boss fights were some of the most epic that I've ever seen in a Monster Tamer game to date. In conclusion, Monster Sanctuary is one of the best Monster Tamer games I've ever played, and I can only see it getting better after the full game comes out. If you like what you've heard so far, please check the game out on Steam, and you can try the demo for yourself. Thank you all for watching. This has been Monster Tamer Bloba signing off. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and goodbye.